All right, guys. So today I have for you a teammate of mine, Ryan Tisby, doing pretty well with what we thought was a dead deck.
Alright, so this is the list that I ran yesterday for the online regional. I went X2. Unfortunately, I lost to a Mastamon of all decks, and then Amelga, who 3-turn OTK'd me 2 games in a row. But the deck's pretty consistent. I've been working on the list for a couple weeks now, so let's go ahead and get started. First, let's start with the eggs. One Upamon. I run 5 eggs because with the deck, you just drag the game out, so 4 eggs doesn't make sense, even though you always want to see the QPs. I run 4 QPs, 1 Upa, because I'd rather get the draw early, and with this deck, I push early aggression just to kind of speed up the game and see more cards. Next, we'll go with the rookies. This, definitely the rookie list, like I said, I was kind of ticked out for D-Reaper, so that's why some of these rookies are there. If I could change it, I'd probably cut 1 rookie, add another level 4, but this is probably the part of the deck where most things need to be changed. I ran 1 recovery Sala. This should be at 2. Surprisingly, at 1, it came up quite a lot. 2 Nig, 1 Salas to kill searchers. Yesterday, I played no D-Reapers, so this card had like no value at all. 3 of the draw 1 when you're at 3 or more security Salamons. This card's pretty clutch. I feel like it wasn't needed too much to draw early, but I mean, it was pretty clutch. I would have much rather have done 2 recovery Salas, 2, and then 2, maybe 4 other rookies, but there's these. And then lastly, 3 Sala X. Sala X is pretty good. The ability to just go over this, take a security, swing, draw 2 if you have the QP, it's too good early game. Honestly, I think I should have ran it at 4 because it's also just an extra draw to have as well. So this card's pretty cracked. Really enjoy it. The next cards are the level 4s. So level 4 is where it gets a little spicy. So I run 2 8-mons. Why? I was just trying to push early aggro against D-Reaper and against other decks. Honestly, it wasn't the greatest card yesterday. Might have made a wrong meta call. I should have ran at least 1 or 2 rapids. But it was pretty good at security. Versus Melga, there's so many times where they swung into security, hit 8-mon. I'm like, alright, well.
Yeah.
But I don't want to run level 4 just to be in the security, so there's that. This definitely, one of them could stay. Some people run blockers. I don't like running blockers this format. They die or they get suspended, and they're useless. So I'd rather just push the early aggro. Then your usual 4 Kazes, 4 Zephyrs. I mean, self-explanatory. It's a yellow hybrid deck. Pretty much you just survive, and then if they don't combo, you just OTK back. So level 5s. So I like to call the deck RizeBrids. So for this, I run 3. The OG RizeGreymon, where you play a Tamer and give Sec +1. It's pretty good. It's 8 cost, it gets past Congo, so one of the good reasons to run it. Pretty much the engine of the deck. It's pretty crazy that you can do this and then do the new Rise X, and drop 2 Tamers the same turn and swing for 2 checks with a really big boy. So this combo is pretty much the reason why I run the deck. It's pretty cracked. You always swing, hit for 2, turn on some of your Tamers, go to like a level 6. If they don't kill you that turn, you're gonna kill them the next turn because you gain so much memory and you have so many Tamers and hybrids in hand. There's that. And then for the other level 5s, obviously Jet Sylphie. Considered cutting it, but might as well. It's just at 1. And the other one's Chimera. So Chimera's pretty cracked. So I do really cheeky stuff with Chimera. Last set I ran 2 Chimeras. Chimera is just so good. The fact that you could just go, you have 2 hybrids, you have the red-yellow Tamer, they don't die, and you just Chimera for game, and people don't see it. Or you just Chimera, tuck the OG Rise Gray, now you have a beta that's swinging for 2, where you Digivolve for free. So it's too good not to run in a hybrid deck. I was considering cutting Jet Sylphie for a second one, but again, I can't do my girl Jet Sylphie like that, so it's at 1 of. I definitely should find a space for a 2, but this almost acts like another level 6. For the level 6s, last minute change, I added Shine Gray. It was actually pretty good yesterday. I cut Ophanimon for this. I might try to find room for another Ophani, but this card was pretty good yesterday, so 1 of definitely has its merits. Like, it was either this or Rapidmon when we were making the list. With Rapid, the issue is like it doesn't kill stuff in Melga because they have the inheritable effect, so Shine made sense, but then I played decks like Masty where it didn't do enough removal, so Definitely one of shine. I mean, it's sticking in the deck. I just gotta find room for another Ofani, and then one of 2 MVPs of the deck, Sakuyamon. Literally, I played 6 OTK decks, 5 OTK decks yesterday, and every game I saw Sakuya, or the games I did see Sakuya, I was able to win. So it just prevents OTKs, allows you to play the game. It doesn't let them play their game. Sure, they kill it when they swing and do stuff, but at least they didn't OTK you. So now you're able to survive and you're able to do things with your deck. Mm-hmm. So this card was literally MVP. Every time I dropped it yesterday, I pretty much won the game. Blue can't deal with it real well outside of passing turn. I mean, a lot of decks can't deal with it without passing turn, so it's pretty good. It buys you that extra turn, and it gets rid of all their annoying effects that they get for the turn. Next are the options. 1 reinforcing, obviously, self-explanatory, recovery, gain memory. 3 sunrise busters. This card's pretty good, a little too good. Being able to play Tamer and make 3k for every Tamer is really good. I mean, it feels bad to kill a Death X-Mon just so easily and kill a card so easily for 5, but I mean, that's what the deck is. Was thinking about running a 4th, but I think 3 is just enough. I don't want to see it in hand too often. And I mean, I don't want to run too many cards where I want it to always just be my security. So 3 is a good amount for that. This is the second MVP of the day. It's Holy Flame. So everyone knows what Holy Flame does. I honestly think this card in Breath of the God should have gotten banned. But it's not the security effect that made it busted. It's just the actual activate main. So there was times yesterday where I played alpha. I TK'd out Holy Flame to add to my hand. So that way I could just blank out the alpha in case it didn't OTK me. So Holy Flame's really good. Pretty much Holy Flame Sakuya versus like alpha and other OTK decks. Like sure, they'll call the Sakuya, but they're not going to OTK you, and then you just Holy Flame it until you win the game. So that's why I run a 3 of. Pretty much these are only answers right now for yellow for the OTK format. But yeah, Sakuya and Holy Flame are the reason why I won games. Next are the Tamers. So Tamers, a little different. I run 1 TK Kari. So this actually came up a lot. This probably is going to stay. I ran this over a 4th one of these. Honestly, because the games where I do want a Sunrise Buster, I'll see this or Rise X to where I don't need to run 4 of. But this came up a lot yesterday because it was stopping Milga from the early aggro. And the Nig one actually came up more than the Salad Nig one. So this might actually be a staple moving forward. Just 2 Zoes. I was trying it at 3, but there's just too many times you want to whiff. The DP boost doesn't really matter because everything's big where they have jamming when they're trying to OTK. So there's really not too many Digimon that get up there. So it doesn't make sense to run 3 in my opinion. 3 Codys. I was running 4 before if I was running Alpha Rapid. But 3 is fine. You don't really proc the neg 2 DP as often as before, but just the free memory gain is too good. Being able to have level 4 and breeding and having a Cody and a memory tamer out and being able to do the whole Rise combo is too good. So that's why we run that at 3. And then lastly, another one of the MVPs is just TK. Just being able to play with 2 hands pretty much. Your security and your actual hand. This card's too good. I was considering 1 Kari, but I mean, it's just too important to maintain hand advantage. Because when you do the Rise combos, your hand shrinks tremendously because you're just dropping Tamers. So it's important to make sure that you're able to maintain hand size. Things I would change about the deck, honestly, I would throw Rapid in. Like I said, I lost to Masty. That was kind of awkwardly hard just because there wasn't enough widespread board clear. So I think Rapid would make sense. And Ofani would make sense. Maybe cutting one of the 8 mods, but definitely a card that needs to be added is probably Rapid and maybe a 14 Tamer since I only run 13. But all in all, I mean, the list ran pretty smooth. Yesterday, I beat 2 Alphas, 3 Melgas, 2 Masties, and I had round 1 bye. The only games I lost were the Melga and the Masty just because Melga high rolled me and then I literally couldn't do anything versus Master because they were just recovering so much. So yeah, well, that's the deck profile. If we come up with a better list moving forward, we'll post another. But yeah.
All right. Thanks, Disney. Thank you guys for watching. And if you've stayed this far, might as well subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thank you guys. Have a good one.